Every single day, more data shows me that SARS-CoV-2 does not equal COVID-19. People are fearful, or people are not fearful, and they've been forced to by the government, which tells you who's in control, or we're going to arrest you, or we're going to give you $1,000 fine, or whatever. So number one, that's stressful. And stress is a horrible suppressor of immune function. Being under stress, being under this situation, being controlled. You know what? There's no public health reason for this mask for a coronavirus. Healthy people aren't coughing. You know, yes, if you're sick and you cough, you're not going to cough, 6 feet. So it has no public health benefit. You're not preventing anyone from getting infected. And yet, it's not impermeable. So you're still getting things. Oh, and if you've got that plastic mask on over your face, you're sweating, you're causing stress, you're activating your dormant viruses of all kinds, which take out the immune system, which suppress the immune system. And you're literally driving your own disease. It's from within, it's not from without. A dormant retrovirus is not expressed. We don't wear a mask to develop our immunity. And in fact, we're prolonging the disease by keeping everybody inside, preventing them from going out. What possible reason could you have to not go on the beach or go surfing? Who is that guy? They took a guy off a bodyboard here and arrested him or gave him a ticket or whatever for being on the beach. You can't walk on the beach. How do you ground yourself? How do you give your immune system a boost? How do you if you can't go out and walk except for the hours? They told people in Paris you could only go out from 7 to 10 in the morning. We can't get any sunshine. So the measures they put on have nothing to do with public health and everything to do with making you sick and controlling you and forcing everybody to say, I want the vaccine. No, you don't want the vaccine. If you get the vaccine, not only will you still get sick and maybe die, but you will spread that further throughout the world. And it is my thesis that this is vaccine driven. And Dr. Suzanne Humphries in her fabulous book, Dissolving Illusions, shows that all of the worst outbreaks of smallpox were the vaccines. Were vaccine programs. So I just told you there was a vaccine program associated with the Ebola outbreak, because when you vaccinate, not only do you carry all that animal tissue with all of their little pathogens, but your immune response just flames up. There's too much garbage in those shots, and they're crippling. There isn't one vaccine that has ever produced a lasting memory immunity like I have to measles and to chickenpox. And that's the whole point. The vaccines don't work, and they cause the pandemics, they cause the epidemics, they cause the evolution, the accelerated evolution of new viruses. This coronavirus, together with a retrovirus that we isolated from people with chronic fatigue syndrome, with various kinds of cancers, leukemias, lymphoma, a lot of diseases, including things like COPD. These mouse viruses, appear to have entered the human virome by way of vaccines. By way of the polio vaccine, by way of, MMR. And so the most vulnerable are the ones who have defects in their type 1 interferon pathways, and in whom they have susceptibilities to not be able to control the inflammation. The word flame is right in the middle of inflammation, and that's the disease. This is, the early, most of our work in the last few weeks being told it was a coronavirus, then looking at it and saying, no, coronaviruses don't do that. They don't cause coagulopathies, blood diseases, thromboplatelet disorders, clotting disorders. They don't cause that. And certainly the XMR and the retroviruses do. Since viruses and microbes rarely travel alone, they need to dysregulate different arms of the immune system, because the immune system says, that's just a coronavirus. Here, let's send out some type 1 interferon. And we got this under control. SARS-CoV-2 plus XMRVs, mouse retroviruses, put into people by forced vaccines for at least 30 years of heavily contaminated and dirty vaccines, and the group in Italy proved it as well. So the flu vaccines will have retroviruses, the polio vaccines will have retroviruses, the polio or mouse, there's some bird ones in the flu. So here your government is saying, get the flu shot. Oh yeah, and that will kill you very quickly, especially if you have an underlying XMRV infection that we've been able to successfully treat with natural products, and just as we were in type 1 interferon, just as we were in cannabis, medical cannabis for HIV/AIDS.